but it was also supposed to be like the computer that I was supposed to introduce stuff with. And it was also supposed to be like where I would edit videos because I only had one monitor at the time. So it was going to be where I was going to edit videos. And then Cube was actually supposed to be the new gaming PC where I got a temporary graphics card for it because I at least just wanted it to not be a giant paperweight where it had all the pieces but the graphics card. So I wanted it to at least have a graphics card so I can at least, use it for some things. And then I use it primarily now just for media. Watching YouTube, watching Netflix or whatever kind of deal. That's all I use it for now. Unless it's like this, where I use it specifically for servers. But yeah, like I use it for other stuff as well. And that's all I use Cube now. But Cube was meant to be the new gaming PC, and then that sort of got off the rails. So pretty much what the new system is going to be, or what the new system is going to entail, is that for temporary reasons, I'm going to have Monolith be the new gaming PC, because it should be. It might not be for all games. It might just be for some of them. The reason why I say not all of them is because of the fact that like Monolith, or at least the case for Monolith, is not great for cooling. So we can test around with like Power World and stuff like that, or games where I can literally hear my fans ramp up on this PC. But for other games like this, it should be fine. Should be fine. I don't think there would be too much of an issue. But yeah, like I feel like for right now, this PC is fine. And then once I get the big bad PC at some point next year or the year after kind of thing, or whenever that happens kind of thing, I will definitely devote more time onto that one. Because then that will replace what Cube is as well as Monochrome. Yeah, so they will be going bye-bye. And then Monolith will just be like my personal gaming PC kind of thing. And then the new PC, which I have dubbed it very interestingly. It's weird though, because like I've seen a lot of people when they build something, they go like they call it something like very simple kind of thing, like gaming destroyer, gamer destroyers, or like something like that. Meanwhile, I come up with weird names like Monolith because the case itself is a vertical case. It's vertical. So, like, like the name fits, like, what it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like... Yeah, like, that's the only thing I can think of, right? Like, I was like, what do I name it? And I'm like, Monolith. And then what was originally going to be the new PC was going to be something that was like Cube, but it's more built, or not say more built. That's not exactly true. It's more designed for like a server kind of thing. But the thing is that like it's a big case. It's a big case, and you can have it with wheels. And the cool part about it is like you can put like a really huge motherboard that looks like it can fit in a server kind of thing, and the chassis literally looks like it's a server. And that's what it was like. it's there for. And I was like, that's the case I want. And then it kept going out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. And I just went, you know what? No, I don't care anymore. Then I think I went with the same brand, but I went with a different thing. And I was like, oh, this would be pretty cool. And then a lot of the comments were like, it's designed like a mini fridge. And I'm like, I don't have the room for that. So then I'm like, you know what? I want to go for something smaller. And then I found their smaller cases and I'm like, these look really cool. So I wanted to go for those. But each and every time I look at them, I feel like they're misleading. Because a lot of them will say, oh yeah, this can fit this size motherboard. But yet, anytime you look up a video on YouTube, when somebody builds a PC in them, they go with a smaller motherboard. And it looks like it's just enough to fit in the case. Like one of their cases will say it can fit an ATX motherboard. A person will put like an ITX, or I think there's a mini or ATX. I might be wrong. Like a motherboard in there, and it looks like it just fits. And it's like, so how are you gonna fit an ATX in there? Like I don't understand. But anyway, I really like their bigger case, and then it's like the other one that does a mini fridge. I'm like, I don't have the room for that. I literally don't. I was just happy enough to get like a small little like a movable shelf that I have monochrome in right now, and I was just happy to have that, just so that with like both monochrome is now off the floor, which is amazing because I don't like my computers on the floor. I want them to be on a higher, well, not higher ground, but I want them to be higher up, so that though they're not just collecting dust from the ground kind of thing. But not only that though, I also don't get to accidentally like trip or kick them kind of thing. Especially when you're half asleep and you're trying to walk to like the washroom or something like that, and all of a sudden you kick it and you're like, oh man, what did I dislodge now? Kind of thing. I've had a few times in which that I had to reseat my graphics card, at least for monochrome, at least at first, because I was having a lot of audio issues, and a lot of the troubleshooting steps would work for one time only, and then they would never work. And I even contacted AMD for it, and I'm like, hey, my graphics card is not working. They go, did you try this? And I go, yeah, it worked once, and then it never worked again. They go, did you try this? It's like, yeah, it worked once, then it never worked again. Then I'm like, yeah. And then there was a bunch of talk that was like, oh yeah, it's just the graphics card you have. And I'm like, that's not very helpful. The only reason why I got it was because it was thick. Like literally, that's the only reason why I got it. Is like just like the reason why I grabbed this version instead of any of the other ones, because it had thick in the name, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. That's a meme, right? So I went with that one. Worst mistake of my life. Or at least for graphics card picks. At least for that one. The other one, I want to try it. I have a feeling it might not work for a lot of my games, though. It does have a lot of compatibility issues, so I wouldn't be surprised if it did. Hey, you. Sacred Sword. Oh yeah, it switched into blade form, okay. Ow. Alright. Wait, can't I fly on Major Slash? No. I think you can in Pixelmon. I think you can. I don't know. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do from now on is I was gonna do it's gonna be really weird. It's gonna be really funky, but I think it might work out to the best for both parties pretty much. But it mostly depends on how well my computers will be able to handle it. So if you don't know how I record my Nintendo Switch stuff, I have an Elgato that is a PCIe slot. So pretty much I've already tested this. I think I feel like I have. Ow. I feel like I have tested it. I just don't remember how, like, I just don't remember if I actually, like, how far I went with it. Because I feel like I have, but I just can't, like, quite put my finger on it kind of situation. It's like one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, I totally did it. And then I'm like, I don't remember the results 100%. It's kind of where I am, where I'm at. Something in there. Like, I remember I did it. I just don't remember, like, what the end result was 100%. But I think from what I can remember off the top of my head was that I can actually record a computer screen on my Elgato and it will actually work. So what I want to do, if anything, is that I want to do a series. We'll test it out with a small game or something like that. Or maybe I'll test it out with a Pokemon fan game. We'll do a small Pokemon fan game. And we'll see how the reception for that was. If it was all right, then it'll be fine. And then we'll try and work around having something more intensive. Like more action focused. Because I know like Pokemon is not very action intensive. Like if I were to show something like on Call of Duty or something like that, like you'd be able to tell me like, oh yeah, that looks horrible. Don't do that, right? But like for something like as chill as like Minecraft or even as like Pokemon kind of thing, you'll be like, this is fine for that. But the idea is that like for Monolith, it will connect to the Elgato, and then we will have the recording pass through Elgato, so they'll like, because the original idea I had, at least when I was gonna merge Cube and Monochrome together, was find a way to have both of them connect to the same drive, to the same hard drive within the computer, because they're both going to be under the same case. So I was going through a lot of the dual computer like cases kind of thing, and there's only a few that I really liked. And I was looking through them, and I was like, you know what? This one looks really good. This one looks really good. This one looks really good. So I was like, okay, but both of them have to have access to at least one drive, which will be where the video footage goes. And the reason why both of them have to have access to it is because the gaming one needs to be able to send the footage there. And the editing one needs to be able to take the footage out to be able to edit the footage. There's no point in splitting the drive into two, so though that can do it, right? So I was like, okay, so how am I going to get this to work, right? And now I actually have my answer. Just don't do it. Just have a HDMI going from one PC to the other, having the editing PC do the recording, and then have the gaming PC game. But you're seeing it from an HDMI point. So now the question that I have is, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do it, because I have more than 2 monitors. I accidentally bought like a different set of monitors than these ones. They were the same price. The only difference was that instead of these ones going to be at a better like speed kind of thing, like the other ones go up to like 60 hertz, I think, or whatever. These ones go up to 100. I know, very fast, right? Or very good, but like for like a decent price point kind of thing. And you know, for a modern monitor than like one that I've had for 15, 16 years or whatever that I found out of what when it was created or when it was first like released kind of thing, it's like, you know, these are only rated like 2 years ago or 3 years now, I think. I think it was 2 years when I got them, but I think it's like 3 years now or something like that. So, you know, more modern. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was a steal for like for the same price, but like different ones.